All right. All right, so welcome to our website review. Today we're doing a website with Fiona Skinkson, and the website is trainingfs.com.au. So I want to thank you, Fiona, for your time and for putting yourself forward to having your website have a look at and seeing from a student perspective what they see and what we can certainly do to improve the website as well. As part of the process, what I did was initially have a look over the entire website and then send the website off to a number of our team in the office as well to get their feedback and their opinion on different parts of the website. I said to them, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, because it's no good just getting my opinion. We've got to get a bit of consensus as well. So that's the idea with this is when you have a website, a lot of people are very, can be a bit precious about the whole part of their website. To some people it's their baby, but we want to make sure that as much as it can be your baby, it's got to work for you as well, and that's the most important thing. Exactly. So how long have you had this website for?
Well, this one's only been up and running probably November, December last year, and then properly maybe January, because the website designer, he actually went into the Big Brother house halfway through designing it. So.
Who was the contestant? Who was it?
Nathan Little.
Okay.
He went in as an intruder for a couple of weeks, and he was the one who cried like a baby and come out. Because not that that's a bad thing, not that it's a bad thing, because he may listen to this, but it was actually a real thing what he did. He went in for the 2 weeks and decided he didn't want to play the game, so he got out.
Okay. So before you, hi Ben, how you going?
Yeah, good mate. How are you? Sorry, mate.
That's okay. So with your website, Fiona, what did you have before? You had a different website?
Yeah, I had one. It's actually might even still be up online. It's called Vista. It was just done under VistaPrint, and it was purely there for payment. It wasn't really a selling point. It was just because I was sick to death of collecting money at the session. So it was just basically a payment page where I just put the course up and people just went in and paid their money, and that actually worked more effectively than this one, if that makes sense, because I think it was really only 1 or 2 pages and people couldn't get lost. Yeah, so my new one, obviously I really like it, but it just needs to be a little bit easier, and I'm having a lot of feedback about the online workbook and making sure I've got the right links, and so yeah, I just want to make it as easy as possible for everyone.
Okay, brilliant. All right, so let's have a look at what we're going to cover today. Can you see the screen, PowerPoint?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. So what I want to do is just to give you an overview, I guess, of what we call the 5 C's of a website. These are the things that every website needs to have if it's going to work effectively. Obviously, we're going to use your website as the case study, and we're looking at it from a student's perspective. So we're going to take our owner hat off and put it from the viewpoint of what does the student see and does it work for the student? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's got to do.
That's right.
And we're going to highlight what is working with the site, because there's a lot of good things about it, and there's also going to be some areas that we can work on as well.
Excellent.
One of the key areas where we are not going to focus on is probably the SEO part of it, the back end of the website and how it's going and ranking in Google. We might save that for another session at another time, but we just want to look at the design of the website and seeing how it looks.
Okay.
All right, so let's start by looking at what the 5 C's are of a website. Let's put this up. Okay, there are 5 principles of any website that's going to work, because first impression is usually what people come to when they come to a website. They haven't spoken to you, they've maybe read your website somewhere, or they may have seen it somewhere. So all they're going to see is your first impression of that website. So number 1, it's got to have a clear message. Straight up, you've got to explain exactly what you're about. Number 2, the website's got to be consistent. There's a number of areas in consistency we look at. Number 3, the contact details. Obviously, you've got to have contact details there, so your students can get in contact with you by email or phone or whatever it is.
Yep.
Number 4 is what's called a call to action. And a call to action is basically getting people to make a decision to take an action based on what's on your website. So from a trainer's perspective, obviously you want people to make bookings, you know, to book courses and things like that. So that would be the main call to action that you would have.
Okay.
The last one, which is vitally important, is what's called content. Every website needs content.
Yep.
And there's different parts of content as well. So let's look at these in a bit more detail. We'll start with the clear message. Every website needs to have a really straightforward message about you. Why are you different? What are your unique points of difference? What makes you different from every other first aid trainer out there? And that's what you really need to make clear of on your website. The next one is, which goes into also saying why does a student choose you over somebody else? And we had a bit of a discussion on the Facebook page about unique points of difference, and I noticed a lot of partners put great points of difference about why they were unique to other providers and why students kept booking with them. And there were some partners who actually put those things onto their website, which is the ideal thing. It's no good talking about first aid courses and what's in a course, because everyone does that. You've got to say why you're different. And I think Fiona, you mentioned some really good points about why you were different, and they also echoed on your website as well.
Okay, cool.
The clear message also has to talk about clearly defining your features and benefits. You know, why should I go with you as opposed to somebody else? And finally, a clear message has to deal with having a clear explanation on your website, having instructions, having what do I do next. I think that's where a lot of websites can fall down, is people don't know what to do. When they go to a website, they want to make a booking, but they don't know how to do it or where to do it or what they need to click to make that happen. Moving on from now, we look at consistency. Okay, so consistency would be the same type of text, same type of font throughout the website. It just makes it clear, it makes it clean as well. A consistency of colour, so you're not having all different, I've seen websites with all different shades of colour and bright colours, and they think, oh, it looks fantastic because it's so bright, but it actually turns people off. Have you seen those type of websites?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, exactly, very quickly. It's that, you know, you've got 5 seconds to really grab someone, and if it turns them off, they're not going to come back. The next one is a consistency of images as well. When we talk about images, we're talking photos. It might be cartoons, it might be black and white photos at the same time. So as long as there's a theme that runs through the website and looks smart, and once again, it's that first impression of any type of business. And the last one is the consistency of pages. How does the page look at the end of the day? Thirdly, contact details. Obviously, can the user get in contact with you easily? Can they email you a message? Obviously, when you're out doing training, you want people to contact you as well. And the other one is a good one, which is where trainers, where you can put a Google map on your website. So if you're doing training in a particular location, it's good having the address, but it's even better having the Google map so people can use it and download it and things like that as well.
Okay.
Number 4, a call to action. So what do you want the user to do on the page at the end of the day is what a call to action is. You want them to make a booking, you want them to ask a question, you want them to download a product, whatever it is. You've got to have these call to actions. You've got to tell the user what they're going to be doing next. You can't leave it up to them. And that's the motivating the user. It might be like a purchase this course within the next 30 days and get a discount. It might be that call to action. So you can't leave them wondering, otherwise it's going to leave and they're not going to actually do anything on your website either. And the last one is probably what's the price. And I've had some discussions with different trainers about putting prices on websites. And I know that if I go into a shop and I don't see a price on a product, I walk out. So it's negotiable either way. You can do it. I would recommend you do it. You put it all out there and let them make the decision at the end of the day. But it's certainly another way you can create a call to action. Yep. You've got prices on your site, haven't you, Fiona?
Yeah.
You do. I've seen them. The last one is the content, and this is really, really important. You've got to have good content. A search option, a search box. You know, can people find your stuff? Can they? Is it too hard to find? Is it buried deep under different headings in your website? You've got to make it easy for people, and having a search box is going to make it work for you.
Okay.
The next one is having fresh content. Fresh content is gold. It also shows the user, are you current, are you up to date? Because if I'm looking at a website that has content from 2012, I'm pretty unlikely to venture forward and go with them on the basis that, is this a dead website? What are they doing with their current website at the moment? Why is there no fresh content? And fresh content may also come out of social media like Facebook and Twitter as well.
Yeah.
People, in terms of frequently asked questions, on your website you have a lot of you've got a lot of call me, and you've got your phone number and things like that, and people obviously make contact with you.
Yep.
So what sort of questions do they ask you?
I just need to make a booking for a group of whatever it is, and then I take that booking and we discuss whether they're going to pay as a group or pay individually. So if they pay individually, I post it up on the website so people can go there and pay,
Yep.
and they send out all the links. So generally I have maybe 1 or 2 people who will call me and say, can I jump in on a course? What have you got coming up? So generally it's still being used as my existing clients will go on and actually find if there's a course available for them. If there's no course available, they'll contact me direct and ask me to keep them on the list of when the next ones come up.
Okay.
So it's usually to make a booking or for existing clients asking questions.
Yeah, because that's the real key, is working out why people are calling you. Because if they're calling you for the same things, having a frequently asked questions page on your website, it will stop those calls, and they're going to be able to carry on and do what they need to do because the questions have been answered. A lot of people aren't going to ask you questions. They're going to leave because it's too hard to call or whatever. They want the information there, so you've got to provide the most frequently asked questions that any student would have. You may think that it's already answered, but from a student's perspective, you've got to make sure it's clear for them that they know what's going on. The last one, in terms of, it's not really content, but having a website is as mobile friendly is really important. And I know that your website is, Fiona, which is excellent. I had to check on my iPhone before, and it looks really good on the iPhone. And if partners do not have a mobile-friendly website, I suggest you get one or upgrade your website, because people are using their websites for, people are using their mobile phones to look at web pages.
That's right.
And it really is where it's going. So it's important that you have a mobile-friendly website. All right, so let's have a look at your website, Fiona. Just upload this now. So, Fiona, from your perspective, what is working and what's not working on your website?
What's not working is people are getting confused of where do I go to book in for my course. Under courses. Like, I don't know how much more specific I can get than that, other than turning my course page into my cover page. Yep.
Yeah, look, let's look at it from a student perspective, okay? So come onto your website, and this is what I really like. It's it's clear, okay? It's straightforward. You've got your tagline here, exactly what you do.
Yeah.
You've got your another bit of a tagline here about on-site first aid training, and then you've got your I'd call them your points of difference. This is what a student wants to know. They want to know they can save money. They want a nationally accredited first aid course, and then you've got a tailor-made on-site training packages. Wow.
Yeah.
So I do not see anywhere here where it says HLT AID 003, because as a student I don't even know what that means. And I just want to do my first aid course. So that's really good that it's nice and clear, it's straightforward, it's crisp, and you've got your points of difference. So it's the first thing a student sees. Now, as we go down, we then have a bit of an area here about your different trainers who are on site.
Yeah.
You've also, it might take a bit of a while to come through. You also have, above the trainers, a bit of a testimonial, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you've got some other links down the bottom here of services and latest news and things like that as well. Okay.
Which there is none.
Which there is none, yeah, okay. And you know, these are the points that you're picking up as well. So if it's not current, a user may think, well, what's happening in October, November, December, January, February in terms of news? Is there nothing to talk about? Is this website still current? So if you have nothing, take it off your website.
Okay.
Because it's no good having old content. It's better having something current. And if you can put something up every month, fantastic.
That's what my website designer said to me. He goes, you know, with the latest news stuff, you've got to be putting something up there on a regular basis. So he's already told me that, but it's just time consuming. Like,
yeah.
So I guess I understand what you're saying is take it off until I'm ready to start doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, great. Now, so I'm going to book a course. I'm a student. I go, okay. First thing I'm probably going to click on is this call to action. There you go. You've got one straight up. Find your course. Here we go. Now, here we go. All right. So I see here courses, provide first aid. Yes, that's what I want to do. For more information on the course, click here. Okay, I've gone to Alan's training website. So do I need to book on this site here?
No, that just gives you more info.
Correct. And what you've done here is created that additional window there. So the user can then click back, go back to where they were before.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go down the page and it says certificate validity 3 years, price, refresher. Valid SFA certificate holders only.
That's pretty much, yeah, that's all senior first aid, because lots of my clients still refer to it as a senior first aid certificate. So they, yeah, I don't know how to get around that, because if I put provide first aid or a current first aid certificate, they bring me a CPR or they bring me something totally not relevant to what it is. So yeah, so it's basically the old terminology, a valid senior first aid certificate.
Okay, can you actually write senior first aid certificate as well?
Yep.
Because that would clarify things for the person who knows nothing at all what a SFA is.
Okay then.
What you've got now here is some really great steps. Okay, book your place now by following these: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Fantastic.
Yep.
So I'm going to register at one of our upcoming practical sessions. That's the first thing I need to do.
Yep.
All right. So where's my first aid course gone?
What do you mean?
I think it's I can't see the first aid course anywhere that I was going to book. What I'm seeing here is a Woodside Defence Families Association.
Yeah, because we don't actually hold our own sessions anywhere. It's all customised, so it's all for groups. So pretty much, if you're coming on and want to book in, you have to book in through one of these or contact me. Does that make sense? So we don't actually just run public courses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is probably where it gets a bit confusing. Because I'm a student, I come onto your site, and I thought I was booking into a first aid course, but I don't understand what this is. So you either need to make it clear or remove it, because then it talks about the course itself. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. But how do I get around that? Because these groups, these are the people who've contacted me. They set up a course, and the individuals go on and prepay. So the other people are welcome to jump in on these, but usually I'll put it in as a closed group. So not everything gets advertised on the website.
Okay.
Because it might be a closed group or private. But generally, if someone wants to jump into a course, then they end up ringing me or emailing me. So there should be a link maybe to, I don't know, when it comes over to that page, like course calendar, inquire, I don't know, like something where they can click on and jump into something, or at least send me an email to say, look, I'm looking for a course.
Yeah. Yeah, like from a user perspective, I'm jumping on, I'm thinking, I don't understand what that means, and then that's why I might give you a call. Where do I book my course? Because I don't understand where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and I guess for the individual who's looking around for a first aid course to jump in onto, we're sort of not the, we're not the providers to do that, I suppose. Like, we sort of cater more for the group. But however, having said that, we had someone contact me the other day through Facebook and said, oh, pity you weren't in Adelaide doing first aid courses. And I said, oh, we are, and gave her the trainer's number, and then they ring and they organise it privately. So the website is usually, I see your point. Like, I don't know how to get around it. Like, because they can't book into a course, if that makes sense. There's no public courses they're running.
Yeah.
Like other people would have maybe, you know, a public course up, you know, once a week, once a month, once a fortnight.
Yeah.
But we don't have that. It's generally catered towards groups, but they can jump in on those groups.
Okay. So, yeah, maybe you have a group booking and an individual booking page or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the, but they can still, like, if you wanted to jump in on the Woodside one, you can. You're allowed to, that's basically, what it's showing is where the courses are currently running and what they can jump in on.
Yeah, and that was my impression, was you actually had the location of the course as opposed to the name of the course, and that's kind of where I got a bit confused. But you've explained that now.
Yeah.
And down here further you've got your event details, and here's a great example of that where you can click on and you can actually see where it is.
Yep.
On that side as well. So that's good. All right, so if we go on to view all your courses, what we end up with is a pretty long page of different types of courses.
That's right.
Okay, you might just
that's what we were trying to work on.
Yeah, see how this is a different type of font to the above ones. This is this one here compared to this one down here. Can I suggest you actually have a separate page for each of these courses? So courses, provide first aid as the first one, and then perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation the second one, etc. So you keep the page short, but it makes it easier for people to be able to navigate it around as well.
Okay, so separate pages for each.
Yeah.
Cool. So where do I put that in under though? So that goes in under courses.
Yeah. So instead of having view all, instead of having view all courses, I would have the name of the first course, name of the second course, the name of the third course, etc.
Yeah. Okay then.
In the courses menu.
And then course calendar, obviously that's where course calendar still links up to that anyway, doesn't it? So they can still, if they know which one they're booking into, they go straight to there anyway.
The course calendar is great, okay, because it's clear and it highlights exactly when you're doing the courses and things like that. So, I mean, that's a real feature of your site, and I wouldn't change that.
Okay.
I just get confused with the names. That's the only thing. Okay, so we've gone on to first aid update. I'm going to do this course now. I've made the booking. I'm going to click here to complete the relevant workbook.
Yep.
Okay, so I get to this page here, and probably what I would suggest, this is all the online courses we have. I would get them to link to this page here, which is specifically for first aid, and then it has the online learning, the ebook, and the workbook option as well.
So normally I would direct them straight to the online learning because I hate them doing the ebook. It drives me insane because it confuses them, they don't know what to do, and I need to give them one option and that's it. And if they can't do that option, they need to call me.
Okay.
So for me, and I know we discussed it on the website, on Alan's as well, in just having like a page for online learning, a page for ebooks, so we could direct them to the one that we actually want them to do.
Correct.
And my preferred is them to do the online learning and they present us a certificate because it takes about a half an hour to an hour if people, like get it wrong. And some of these students don't actually read the ebook. They just answer the questions. And it's not sufficient enough for me as a trainer for them to do the ebook when they've never ever done first aid before.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree with you.
So look, why a couple of times I've had the link straight into the actual create an account so they can't even see that there's other options.
Yeah. No, it's a fair enough point. You've got to direct them to the right place. And what I was just saying was that the page before wasn't probably the right place, but one of these pages would be the right place for you as well.
Yeah, yep, okay.
All right, let's go back. See, what I've done there is I've actually left your site, so you may need to change that link there to open up a new window. So,
okay then.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
All right, so I went through the booking part of it as well, and just as a test, and it all looked pretty good. Your search button is hidden right down the bottom here.
I don't even know I had a search button.
How about that? So, as I said, it's important to have it, but you've got to have it so people can see it and they can use it.
Well, while we're on that subject, then the other thing is I want, see right up the top where all the contact details are. I can't see that. So for
Great
me,
stuff.
I need that darker. What did you think of that?
I totally agree, and it's very hard to read. Even when you hover this over the email address, I should be able to click that and send you an email.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do anything with that. But yeah, that you can't see that at all.
It won't actually email me. If
No.
you click it, it won't send an email.
Correct.
Oh,
so
that's
have a chat to your web guy.
Yeah.
Okay, we look at services, and obviously this is still a work in progress.
Yeah.
But we need some good stuff there.
So for me, it's worth having because, the first aid and the aged care are the predominant of my business, but first aid training should be probably on top for me, and the rest of it is pretty much just linking. It's more of a network idea. So, but just also to show that there are other areas that we do, but it's not a huge selling point at this point in time.
Yeah. I want to go back to the about page. This is the About Us page.
Okay.
All right. So this is a nice photo of a lady looking after a boy and a doctor looking on, and then you've got the training FS story, which is quite good.
Yeah, that picture's got to change.
To what?
The picture is not, for me, it's not training, it's more health, medical. So, but it was the picture in the meantime until I found a really good picture that basically is of all of us together, or, us conducting a training session, something like that. So where it actually sells that it's actually first aid predominantly.
Excellent.
To me, that just sells that I do medical health. It doesn't, and I'm a registered nurse by trade, so all I look at that is that I'm helping someone medically. I'm not actually training them.
Yeah.
So the picture doesn't know justice, put it that way.
Excellent. Yeah, it's got to mirror exactly what's on the page and what it's about. So, even a group shot of the four of you would be a better option. Further down the page, you've got here Training FS offers a boutique training service and invites you to discuss tailoring a package to suit your needs. I thought that was really interesting. I didn't understand the idea of a package. What sort of package would you be offering a client?
Oh, sorry, yeah. So the package is organising the venue, the morning tea, afternoon tea, all the training, the trainers, their backgrounds, where they come from. So I've just recently done a big package up for, I won't spill the beans, but for a big government organisation out there which actually covers all of that. So we're just sort of moving into that. So we pretty much tailor to what they want.
Excellent. And
So
that's,
whether it's, yeah.
that's what I want to see on the website, is that's what you mean by tailoring a package. So we do we'd organise the catering, we take care of everything, because from a user perspective, you take away my problems, you take away my headaches, and I want to go with you.
That's it. Yep, that's it.
Underneath that, you've got, it looks like a testimonial. In this day and age, it's hard to find a business you can trust. Training FS, okay.
I think that's the same one that was on the front of the page.
Okay. Okay.
I think.
I would, it's too well hidden.
Okay.
Once again, it's something that's promoting your business, and testimonials are a great way to build your business, because that shows a bit of trust and authenticity with your business. So if you have testimonials, get them out on on the front pages, or have a menu by itself called testimonials.
Okay.
That may be a good option as well.
Okay.
Your trainers page. Okay. The feedback was from the other users, from the other team, was the photos here were a little bit, probably a bit more clairvoyant style, if you know what I mean. You've got three black and one white sort of background as well. I like the filtering system, how you can click on there and you can choose different trainers, but obviously probably suggest a different photo, and certainly upgrading their profile as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So if I want to follow Ashley Beckford, I'm going to click here on Twitter, and I'm going to go to the... No, but your company is set up. So you've got Training FS on Twitter, and you've got 14 followers, but you haven't done any tweets yet or anything like that. So this is what I'm saying is...
Yeah, I hate Twitter. I don't even want to use it.
Cool. Take it off. Take it off your site, because people will click on it and say, yep, exactly right, and you've got it there. But people look at it and go, well, there's no action there, so are these people still alive or not?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, contact us page is pretty good, pretty standard. You've got your phone number there as well, which is always good.
Yep.
Do you get any spam at all coming through your site? Because people put different things in these boxes. Any junk mail?
No.
Okay.
No. Touch wood.
What I would recommend you do is to have a bit of a filter here. You know how sometimes you've got to type a code in to send a message to somebody? Yep. Having something like that on your website will protect a lot of spam.
Oh, okay.
Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is your domain names. So you see this up the top? That's your website address.
Where?
Right at the top.
Yeah, we've just swapped over the host, and I don't know why. It would normally come up with training, FS, events, whatever it is, but it's not. It's coming up with Quadra hosting.
Yeah. Have a chat to your...
So how do I get rid of that? Because
Yeah, have a chat to your web people, because it's got to go, and you've got to have Training FS up there, because it looks too confusing otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, we swapped over probably, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago from the other one, because my website just kept shutting down all the time. So I've now paid extra money to actually be hosted by someone better. And that's all working, just apart from the menu bar up there.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, the address bar. Yeah.
So I've scrolled down to the bottom, right down to the footer of your website as well. A bit of an About Us menu, find your courses here, that's all great. Questions, email us now. There you go, there's a call to action. Then you've got one here, we've got search our site right down the bottom here. And then you've got and then you've got join our mailing list. Do you get many people enter their email address there?
No, they don't, because when they register, they have to register their email address, which then I guess I'd have a mailing list. I've never used it, didn't really know it existed.
That's good.
I really don't know.
if you're going to have a mailing list, you're going to get a list of people together. That's really good, but you've got to give them a reason why they want to join your mailing list. You know, are they going to get a free download of something, or give them a reason? Otherwise, people aren't going to use it, and it's just a waste of space on your website.
Yep. Okay.
The other feedback was the image, this cartoon image. It wasn't. It just looked a bit out of place when you've got the darker photos here, and you've got the colour photo on the About Us page as well. So it's about consistency, having that same theme going through your website.
Okay.
It stands out, but cartoon, I don't know. If you have cartoon all the way through, fantastic. You know, if you had a caricature of each of you as trainers, fantastic. But as long as it's consistent all the way through. Okay, let's see what I've covered here. So, from our perspective, what works? You've obviously got a very clean and crisp template. The menu's excellent. It's very easy to read as well.
Yep.
Fiona, you outline exactly what Training FS is all about. You also highlight the benefits of doing the training. Okay, and that's really great. That if a lot of partners can do that, they're going to make more money and sell more courses, because you've got to hit them straight up, and that's what you've done really well on your website. As I mentioned, you've got web links that open into fresh new windows for the majority of cases, but just make sure they're going to the right places as well.
Okay.
You also outline exactly what to do for the student, so the student isn't left wondering, oh, how do I make a booking or whatever. And that's really clear. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the steps, and that works for you. You've got a course calendar on every page, so people can refer to it and click on a highlighted number because they know that course is available on that particular day. So that's really clear. I like the filter thing that you've got with the trainer, so people can narrow down their choices per se. You've got very clear hyperlinks throughout your site. People know they need to click on something and they'll go somewhere else with it. So that's really good. And the last one is you've got a very mobile-friendly website. As I said, I got onto my iPhone and it looks really good on the iPhone. So well done. You certainly are advanced from that perspective.
Yeah.
So what needs work? Here we go. As I said, change the website at the front. The cartoon image probably isn't the best one you could be using. Otherwise, make it all the way through the website. Have that theme running through. What you also pointed out was the top border. It was hard to see the writing, especially the phone number. So either make it larger or change the colour of that top border, and make sure you utilise the link. So when someone clicks on the email, they can send you an email. And these are pretty easy fixes that a website person can do.
Okay.
I mentioned the website domain, so having a straightforward domain address, not have a quadra hosting. So go back to your website guy and ask him what's going on there, because that needs to be fixed up.
Yep.
I mentioned about the search bar down the bottom. Move it up the top of the page so people can find it. And if you're going to have a mailing list, give people a reason why why they should join your mailing list. Your About Us, social media icons and Twitter, make sure it's current. So there's some current things there. If they're not current, get rid of them.
Yep.
That hidden testimonial, I mean, that's a selling point for your business. We don't want to hide it. I know you've got it on the front page there, but I'd suggest you get lots of feedback and create a page of feedback.
Oh, we've got so much. It's ridiculous. So it's the same thing again. I guess, Gavin, it's like when you're a one-man band, you know, the focus is obviously getting the training out there and having the time to really sit down and work the website. And I guess for most people maybe who have got their own websites as well, it's that transition between being a one-man band and actually employing someone to work part-time or to do it for you or to keep it up to date. So at the moment I think I'm in that transition, and I'd love to have someone on my website, you know, updating and marketing and all that sort of stuff. So I think we'll get there, but I need to make it a priority.
Yeah, just put some time aside, and have a list of things you need to do and knock them over. I may be able to discuss that with you a bit further in terms of being able to look after your website. So when I get through this, I'll have a bit of a chat to you again about that.
Yeah.
The courses menu, for me, was a bit confusing. I would suggest having one course per one page, when the course is on, how much it's going to cost.
Okay.
And for me, the course's name should be clearly defined. So one of the categories was Gymnastics WA, which didn't make sense to me, but you know what you need to do with that.
Yeah. Yep.
I like the idea of the tailoring a package to suit your needs, but you've got to kind of explain what that means, because that, once again, is a real selling point. You've focused on the front page and you've said it. Maybe give an example of what you can do.
Okay.
And the last one is the content, making sure you've got up-to-date content, keep your articles fresh and up-to-date.
Yeah.
And that is the hardest thing. I totally agree with you, being a one-man band. It's tough doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what sort of, have you got much value from that?
Yeah, no, I have, because it's pretty much everything that, apart from my cartoon on the front, everything else I agree with.
Okay.
But having said that, I mean, that's because if you saw my old website, it was a cartoon character as well. So it's keeping the link, when people are transferring over, they sort of associate Training FS with more of a, not we're professional, but we're easygoing at the same time. So the reason why for the, I guess for the cartoon there was to, I don't know, I think that easy transition from one website to the other, it looks familiar, it's, so I guess for me it would be about changing pictures, or the pictures not being so formal. I'll have to work on that with Nathan, I think. So unless we can come up, because I wouldn't even know what to put there as a photo. I don't want one there of myself. I just don't think that, I've sort of moved away from the business a little bit in that my contractors now are my trainers. So I wouldn't know what to put there, what picture. Apart from, mannequin or something.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of places have that sort of stuff as well, but yeah, I mean, you could even have banners or words that come across the screen or something like that, professional. That's the sort of image you want to get out to people as well. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, this is your website. I can only give you the feedback that I received from other people as well.
Yeah.
So,
but it's an option. I mean, I'll talk to my web designer, because if there's if we flick it over, if we take the cartoon character out and maybe put a photo of myself there, or the girls, or messing around with a mannequin or something, but more professional, I agree, it probably would look a lot more consistent. But the fact that I've got two of them in South Australia and one overseas at the moment, and me here, we'll have to come up with something that will do for now, maybe. Or maybe Nathan can combine all our photos together somehow.
Yeah, Photoshop's a great thing.
Yeah. But no, I'll look at that, even though, I'll definitely look at that though.
Okay, well, it's food for thought. I guess in signing off, we recognise that a lot of partners may struggle with the fact that they're a one-man show. They don't have time to update their content, their website. And we have come up with a pretty good website template. We're in the process of finalising that now and putting it together. It also includes a booking system as well. And it's going to be mobile friendly. It's going to work on Google and search engines and things like that as well. And if partners are interested, I would recommend they send me an email and just make some inquiry, and we can show you what sort of template we've got. It would be a good option for people who are working by themselves, who don't have time to update the content. We can certainly jump in and assist you from that perspective as well. So it's certainly something we're looking at to help our partners with growing their business and enhancing their online exposure as well.
So with that, so in regards to my website, if I was to do that, does my website change?
When you say change, it would still be it would be your website. It would be your content, but it would be a template that would work, and you would change the colours of the website. or change colours of the, you'd have your own logos and everything like that. It would still be your website, but the actual structure of the site would be a pretty standard type of website structure. It'd have a booking system involved as well, because we recognise that there's real value in that. And the advantage is that we have one or two people being able to manage and upload the content and change the content for you on your behalf. But we would provide training for you, and at the end of the day, that's what we want, is for you to be able to manage it yourself, not to give it to somebody else and pay them, you know, 50, 60 bucks an hour to be able to do it. You want to be able to make some simple changes to yourself, to the website. And there are a lot of good content systems out there, and we've got our hands on one. So it's a pretty exciting time, and it's a good opportunity as well.
Okay then, and then just in regards to where you found it confusing with the courses, so if they want to book into a course, and this is where it will create confusion for the student who is looking for their particular course, so if they go, okay, I need to do senior first aid, they'll go down to senior first aid, it's provide first aid, click in on that, and that'll take them to the page where it says Woodside Defence, Gymnastics SA, all of that. It won't actually take them to another page to book into purely provide first aid. Does that make sense?
It does, and that's where it's confusing.
Yeah. Whereas most of the people, and the only time that the stuff goes up on the website is if the groups have already pre-booked, I put it up on the website, and those students know for that group to go in there and book for them. So that's what I mean. So for individuals who are having a look around on the website, unless they jump into one of them, there is absolutely nothing else that's available. So my website probably is not really designed for the people who are passing by and wanting to jump into a course like St. John's. It doesn't work that way. So I don't know how to fix that area. Yeah,
spell it out, make it really clear, because for me it's like, here's another first aid website. They tailor packages to my needs, or I can go and jump into a course straight away. And I was progressing all the way through that, and then I got to the gymnastics link, or the other link as well. So that's where I got confused and thought, what's happening here? So from a general use perspective, that's what may happen, and that's where they may call you and say, I want to book into a course. I don't understand what I need to be doing. So having extra buttons saying, are you looking for a group booking? Click here. Are you interested in an upcoming course? Click here.
Okay, no, that makes sense then. And then they can always contact me anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe having your frequently asked questions, saying exactly what it is about why that category is coming up. Using the frequently asked questions is going to save you a lot of heartache, and it may get you more bookings as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. Oh, that's good. I'll implement that.
Good stuff. Thank you, Fiona.
Excellent. Thank you. No, thank you. That's great.
And look, if there's anything else I can help you with, let me know. I appreciate you once again for putting your hand up and saying, come and check out my site. As I said, there's some really good stuff with it, so the partners should be able to see that and go, yeah.
Oh, cool. So once I do some changes, are you happy to review, to have a look at it?
Absolutely. Bring it on.
Cool. Yeah. Yep. And maybe we can, I'll go through the major things and then attempt to update everything.
Yeah, and look, in the meantime, I can show you what we've got in terms of a partner template, and you might like it or may not. Okay. You know, it's always good to have a look at different options.
Yeah. Okay then. Excellent. That sounds good.
Good stuff. Thanks, Fiona.
No worries.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Gavin.
Bye now.